Biscuits and Tea.
34.
Oh, it's fucking Knox, I bet.
Period. 99. Boom, boom!
Boom! Boom!
Biscuits and Tea back. Yeah. What's up?
Coronavirus
first off,
pandemic edition.
which is basically just the new way of life on Earth. It's just never going away. Shout out to T-Toss for being here, producing this video.
What's up?
Shout out to our special guest.
Is hunting bears an essential service right now?
It is essential.
Isn't that just grocery shops?
Something to fight the virus for sure.
That's just class. Can you just see T-Toss running around in the forest with his shirt off with a spear?
T-Toss is just pissed off. They took all the bears out of the forest. Everybody already...
Yeah. I love how no one knows that, but like T-Toss does. This is the head editor on the Goluremi side, and he hunts bears for. I mean, not a living. That's just kind of a hobby, I guess, at this point. When he wants something to eat.
What do you call that? Yeah, what do you call it? Just something that you're born doing.
Passion.
This is a little passion project. Well, anyway, all right. So we have a little special guest here. Obviously, I'm going to give both B and Tyler two guesses. This person is no longer American. They were. They have an interest in football, but it's not their main interest.
Okay.
They are currently not in the U.S. I don't believe. Not sure.
Okay.
Did not ask. It is a male. That's all I'll give you for now. Let me just see, just based off of any. I'll give you some sort of. Maybe I'll ask one question. I'll give you. You guys can get one question. I'll give you.
Have I ever met them in phone or over video or in person?
In phone. Have you met a person in phone?
I feel like this would be like meeting somebody.
Well, he fucked up his question. Sorry, I can't give you an answer to that. I don't know what that means.
I don't know if over phone wasn't the right word.
You said in phone.
Did I meet that guy on the phone? Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's utilize our first. Let's utilize the fact we have a producer here. T-Toss, can you look up when the very first phone call was made? I think 1946. Just gonna throw that in there. B, do you have a question?
1946 is what you're going with?
I don't know.
Way off.
1946.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's like 1890.
I bet you'd be like
1891.
1887 would be mine.
1891 or 1896. B, last question before I'll introduce this dude.
Okay.
If you have a question, that's not.
Oh, do I have a question?
Did you meet him in a phone? Yeah, did you meet him in a phone booth? Like, I can't answer that question.
What is their favorite soccer team?
I don't know specifically, and I think if I say the one that I think it might give it away. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I don't know. Okay. I could make a guess, but I'm not sure if I'd be right.
The only guess that I have is that this is Knox, and he's at the Mars field for some reason. He's breaking the pandemic rules.
That's actually a great guess. I don't know why you'd be filming.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good.
That's my only guess.
I'm not even guessing.
All right. Well, then before we introduce mystery dude, T-Toss, how close were we to the phone? Do you know when the phone was made up?
It was
first phone
1867. 1876. My bad.
1876.
That's a long time ago, bro.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on with those conversations. All right.
The first words were Mr. Watson, come here. That's it.
Oh, no shit. It was by who? It's not Alexander Graham Bell or?
Yeah, Alexander Graham Bell, yeah.
Okay. I should have asked Tyler because I know you wouldn't have known.
I can't hear T-Toss.
Well, that's too bad for you. We're gonna keep going. All right, Mystery Man, do you want to just go ahead and come on in? I guess I don't really.
Hello, gentlemen.
And he's got
a
whole
weird
setup.
place to meet.
Wow.
What do you mean he's not American anymore? What was that?
What was that about?
What was that?
I had to throw him off. He's English. I was trying to hope that he had his English citizenship or his UK
That doesn't mean he's
citizenship.
not American.
He could have renounced his citizenship. These are things that I'm not aware of.
I mean, I am kind of on Mars right now. This is like a marbly steak couch. It's a weird couch.
It does look like it's from another century, and that's a whole thing.
Knox, how come your ghost buddy isn't making an appearance?
Oh shit! I forgot.
Go grab him. Go set him up.
The ghost.
Yeah,
I gotta
go.
Guy.
Well, I told Ghost to get a beer for me, but he still hasn't come back yet with one. So
that's rough.
You're gonna go through this whole thing without a beer.
I know. Yeah, no, we're currently homeless over here right now. So this is my new setup. This is not my blue studio. This is the dream zone.
Sir, do you have some sort of babies in the background that are being tortured? Is there something we should?
Yeah.
This is a new part of Biscuits and Tea.
We're training them to not be American. So
I see.
It's difficult.
Can we go ahead and get that Corona status update, Tyler, that you were going to give that I didn't quite understand? Just tell me what Trump is doing.
Would say what has replaced my need for watching something live with sports or just something that you don't know what's going to happen has been completely replaced by watching Trump's little, I don't even know what they are, press conferences, I guess is what you would call them, for each
But
day.
is he doing these every night?
Each day, each night. Well, for here it's night. For here, they're on at midnight. Like, I just get a YouTube notification, like, this thing's coming on soon. And
the coronavirus task force.
Whatever channel is getting pushed to me is like a hard right-wing channel. So everybody in the comments of it is just like, Trump's the best. Like,
saving us.
Yeah, he's saving us.
Yeah.
And it's seriously out of control what this guy but
I want to hear. What was the thing you said that he said? Do you think we can find that? Send that link to T-Tots, though. Can we watch that? No, don't say it. This is the plus of actually being able to pull up shit now.
I don't think you can watch it.
Oh, I thought it was
No, but I can send this here.
I was getting Ghost. What new genius has Tyler come up with today?
Well, he's basically saying that Trump's making these new Corona. I don't know.
Okay.
So I've heard of the Corona task force.
Yeah, so he's saying that to reopen the country, he wants to give that authority not only at a state level, but he wants to give it at the county level.
No. It's not on a state level. It's on a county level. He wants to.
What I just said.
That's what he said.
What I just said.
No.
I framed it.
No, you're wrong. Let me say it in the exact same way.
You said not. You said not on a state level. It's
right. That's what you're saying. Not on a state level. Not on a regional level, and not on any other level. Not on a city level, but on a county level.
Congratulations, you two. Fox News is hiring, so you can be the new anchors now.
Yeah, new spins.
I was trying to deliver it in a cool way. Not only on a state level.
Yeah.
No.
Yo,
that's his default settings. Hey, are you Tyler? No, fucking no. I'm Tyler.
Oh gosh.
Goalkeepers are actually useful. No, they're not.
No.
They're essential. They're not useful.
All right. So he wants to open it up on a county level, which my brain just immediately goes to the idea of how many experts does think of one tiny county that knows nothing, that doesn't have a doctor, doesn't have hospitals. And it's just like, all right, so how are we making this decision? Like, you're going to look at Bob over there who's got a pitchfork.
It's not.
What?
It's based. No, he laid guidelines out for the decision. Like, you have to have declining cases or something for 2 weeks, or like there's a bunch of little guidelines that you have to have your county fit to be able to make the decision. But it doesn't matter if the county next to you is like completely falling apart. So like you.
So what? So it could be a war zone next door, but it's cool. You can come out of lockdown.
You can come out of lockdown, and then it just takes like a couple people from that other county to like come over to your county and then start over again.
How?
It's like The Walking Dead in the middle of Kansas, but it's cool. You can everybody can come out now.
But like, how are we hoping to enforce anything remotely like that? Just there's a stay-at-home order. That means they're supposed to stay at home. We're not actually enforcing. Like, if we had people, I could see this maybe working. I wouldn't want it to work, but if we had literally the military and the police, like, on the perimeters of a county, keeping people out, then it would make sense. But if like,
but it's not. There's no county borders that they're closing.
Of course not.
I mean, it's not
Of
even
course not.
honestly. I think the best way for the U.S. it would never happen because you see the protests in Michigan already. I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
seen
I
those
don't
those
know.
geniuses! Oh my
Oh
God,
my
everyone's.
God. It really
Tyler,
What
you can explain this, please. This is you have to watch it. T-Toss, can we get this up somehow? Like this is
Somebody
just
send it
it's
to
just
him. Or
ridiculous.
Yeah, send
So
me this
first
link.
off-
Send me the link.
T-Toss, look up coronavirus Michigan protest. There's people in Michigan. First off, they all have Confederate flags for some reason.
Okay,
Michigan, the border in Canada.
It's 'cause- yeah, Michigan was all about the Confederacy and the Civil War. I mean, you didn't know that?
That's how that state was founded. Yeah.
okay, so this is an interesting demographic.
So
Why?
they're protesting. They're trying to compare the stay-at-home order to the Patriot Act.
Yeah, there was like one dude that was like, "We're not kids. Stop treating us like kids. We know to stay away from each other." And they're all stood there like next to each other, huddled up in a big
There's like 5,000
group. Like it's just
protests. They're outside the Michigan like city council or whatever building that they make all their decisions.
So
off of.
they're already having a gathering of too many people.
Yes, they're already
while
but they're
protesting.
they're saying it's because that their rights are being infringed by being forced to stay at home during this.
I mean,
and I don't
but
know
they're-
where
God.
I don't know where they were during Flint, where people couldn't get clean water.
Yeah.
Weren't
I
they
don't know if that
protesting
was an
them?
infringement on your right to have clean water. They weren't protesting that.
yeah. That is
I mean-
really. I need to see some of this. I need some context here. I don't know.
oh man, this is great. You have to watch it. We have to find this.
I mean, only if they knew that if you actually wanted to make a difference, you would just do it online, digitally. If you wanted to get a message out and do an actual protest, they would actually just do it like the person who tricked them through social media.
They were actually
Right.
causing some issues where, like, the ambulances kept having to reroute their
Oh my
route
gosh.
to the hospital because they were blocking like one of the roads going to the hospital.
That's fucked up.
Dude, they're seriously just. But I was saying, this is what is. I really think the U.S. like it would never happen because people would freak out like that. But they should close state borders. I don't
think-
see how. It's
I think that's the
wow.
problem, though, isn't it? Like, Will, you know this being in Europe. Like, Tyler, you've been in Europe for a while now. Like, the U.S., in terms of how we think, we're so individual that, like, making a sacrifice for the community is just, like, somehow an infringement upon people's rights. Whereas in Europe, it's more about supporting the community, and they just think in a different way. So the second that you tell people to do something, even though it's for the general public health and better good of everyone, they're just like, well, that's against my freedom. And it's just, I mean, it's crazy though, isn't it? Like we're such an
it's nuts.
individualist society in the States.
But I see that here in Croatia, where people are getting a little upset now. They're like, people aren't following the protocol as much as they were. Like they're kind of like, we shouldn't be told that we have to stay inside. But it's so much different when you have a country with 4 million people that hasn't really been hit that hard to start with. Nothing else is going to come in here. Like we have, it'd be like a state, it'd be like Virginia being blocked off, and nothing else is coming in Virginia. And
We deal with oppression really, really poorly. America does. Just in general, Europe can deal with certain part. It's just always hard. Europe, there's probably still going to be. I mean, think about the last big. I mean, one of the last big European wars. I lived in one. It was in Georgia. You live in one in the 90s, Tyler. Like they have wars all the time. Conflict is just a part of Europe because there's too many people and too many things. Europe has this standing peace across the entire thing, and everything's independent. Everybody's pushed to freedom and individuality is expressed. Entrepreneurism is expressed. But like that shit is just not, it's not pushed from Eastern Europe. And it's just a community. Just, hey, like, all right, guys, this is what's best. We're all going to do it. But then they also have issues. That's the problem. It's good because they can act like that very quickly, but it's bad because they don't produce new. America's at the front. They're so far ahead of some of these countries when we're talking about market, the economy, new ideas, the actual entrepreneurial lifestyle that Eastern Europe they're catching up.
It's Scandinavia too. Like just marketing in general. Marketing is like blows my mind how from what I've seen in Europe, I've only been in like a few select areas. Scandinavia and Balkans are the main two places. But marketing's like not even a thing. Like in Croatia here, you have the little farmers markets. You'll have 30 people with their little stalls all selling the same thing. All selling the little poached garlic. They're all selling little tomatoes. They're all selling whatever, some onions.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yes.
here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is game time.
Put that.
Here we
specific
go.
volume.
Give me. I love this.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
No,
You can?
Oh, 'cause it's on
Cannot. We
Zoom.
can't.
Oh. Why is
See if
that?
you can have. I think you probably have to unplug your headphones or.
Cheetah should just not be on Zencaster. He should just be on Zoom, right? Would that make more sense?
Well, yeah. I guess that's true.
For audio?
So, I have no idea. Protesters clogged roadways outside the Capitol building
You
in
guys
Lansing,
hear what
Michigan.
people are saying, though. You have
On
to hear
April
what people are saying.
Oh, that's a
I got-
great narration voice.
Yeah, I actually.
You ever
was
been hit up
more-
to do like any wildlife shows or anything like that?
We've
Documentaries?
done. B and I did the voice of.
Yeah,
some-
our voices were used to literally probably help teach Russians to hack our
Russian.
government. Yeah, to teach them English to hack our government. Yeah, it was like this language learning. It was teaching English to Russians, and when they used our voices, and we
Yeah.
traded. What did we trade with them? What was it? It was really sketchy. The whole thing was really weird.
It was super sketchy. I should go back and find their thing. I don't remember now. I really don't. But like,
They gave us something, and then we just like recorded this whole storyline. And Will
Yeah.
was one character, and I was the other character, and we also had.
no,
other
we were like
characters.
50 characters.
Yeah, we'd like change our voices and stuff, dude. It was so weird, and the characters were just losers.
Losers,
The worst
dude.
worst storylines ever. Worst.
Oh my
Cheetah,
god.
we still can't hear this, but there's
Is that it? That looks like a
There's-
different one.
We
this
just
is
gotta get the volume. We gotta sort this out. No. We gotta sort this out. We're gonna figure it out right now because this is Biscuits and Tea, and everybody
Yeah.
knows it's a shit show. It's the
It's a
first time we
shit
do
show.
it. We figure it out once. And then it'll be figured out.
Yeah.
Let me look at this
Come
up.
along for the journey.
Maybe I'll find the Facebook link.
There's one of them where some guy's almost in tears because he can't buy fertilizer and grass seed to go take care of his lawn. And
Yeah.
it's
I think you
snowing.
can.
You can see it snowing. Like you're not going to be fertilizing your lawn and while it's snowing.
I think Titas, you can take the settings on YouTube, and I think you can choose what your output is, and you might be able to use your like on YouTube if you actually click on the gear icon, or is that in YouTube?
This one?
You might be able to check, or if you right click, you might be able to.
See, I'm
choose
just
what
worried
your
that's not the
output's
one though where like there's some really, really intelligent individuals that just give some spot on, macroeconomic analysis. That's what we need to find is those guys talking.
The ones going to church
Yeah.
where they say that they can't be contaminated because they're covered in the blood of Jesus.
Oh, but I heard that was a whole thing that was going on before this, and that one of those pastors or reverend died. That he was saying we're gonna for Easter. I didn't read the headline. I mean, there's
Oh yeah, that's
absolutely-
right. I've heard that too. Yeah.
Right? He was saying that there was the order to stay at home, and they were saying we're going to be celebrating Jesus in the church this Easter. I don't give a shit what you do. I'm going to the yeah, and yeah, he hallelujah his ass straight to death like he's dead now.
This is like why I think the U.S. if like as far as state borders aren't closed, you're just gonna have these people like there's so many idiots, which is true with every country. Like there's so many idiots in like each part of the region, and they're just gonna keep moving back and forth of whatever they're doing.
Right.
Like, you can have a state have something completely under control, and then like say Florida was like doing great, and then beach season hits, and
But how many people? How many of the people are moving? I mean, we do have like. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because some of these people don't move a lot. Some don't travel a whole lot. It's still going to be kind of regional. I mean, think about all of the.
It will be regional, but the problem is going to be if you have like one of those counties like what Trump was trying to set up where everybody can go outside, everyone can like is not on lockdown, and then if just a group of people comes into that community who was infected from somewhere else and they contaminate them, it'll take them a week to figure out that our community's been hit again, and then it's going to be starting off from like exactly where we were at the beginning, or they were from the beginning.
I mean, yeah, it is really different now. I would love to see some information even from the 1918, right? Was the flu pandemic back then? I mean, no, things are different
Spanish
now. You can travel.
influenza. Yeah.
Oh, that was Spanish influenza. But what did we have? There was something in the U.S. around that time as well. Was that? It wasn't the same thing. Was it the same Spanish flu?
Yeah, Spanish flu. Spanish flu hit.
So that's insane, though. Think about that. The travel wasn't nearly the same.
Yeah, I mean, we've had our share of epidemics. We've also had tuberculosis was a big deal.
Ooh, tuberculosis. That's right. Jesus.
Classic.
I mean, that's
Isn't that
what grew
insane?
before they had vaccines and everything.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know.
Total off-topic side story about TB though. My great grandmother got TB in those days when like the death rate was just ridiculous, and she survived. She stayed in bed for an entire year. Didn't move, didn't do anything. Was brought food.
Hold on a second. We're doubling up on audio.
The doctor said just rest.
Hold on.
So she was like that dude in Seven.
It's because I think it's
with
because
the
now,
sloth.
Can you hear the video now?
All right. Wait. Okay, go ahead, Tito.
I still can't hear. Still.
Can we just guess what they're saying?
Well,
America.
Well, I was kind of cold, so I wrapped my flag around my back. And then when I was at the Walmart in Bass Pro, I didn't get my financing on my boat.
Like, look at all that great social distancing.
Jeez.
Dude, Michigan's like the fourth biggest hit state right now. I think Michigan has the fourth most active cases.
And I'm telling
Listen, it's just a virus. Like, so what? 1 million people die. Like, let's just open up restaurants again so I can make more money.
Stop the tyranny. Open Michigan, stop the tyranny.
Look at this guy. That's the guy that I'm going to for freaking advice. Hey,
this guy.
This guy's doing the next mass shooting right here. I'm calling it right now.
Oh
I mean,
my
he's just
gosh!
I'm telling you, that guy's lungs are going to do great.
Oh man, let Michigan work.
Michigan work.
I need my dignity.
Yeah, but all those people that are walking past you aren't wearing masks right now. Like, I don't understand. What's the point of you wearing a mask if no one else around you has a mask on?
Yeah.
You can't put a mask on your entire body.
Okay, well, I will admit this Governor Gretchen, whatever Whitmer, she's the worst, man. I can't listen to her speak. Have you ever listened to her do a speech? She is like a robot, bro.
No. I don't know.
She's not trustworthy. She's a Democrat. I don't trust her.
What's wrong with her?
She did like some sort of speech like a couple months ago where I was watching. I was like, oh my God, dude, she's just as bad as Trump. Like, she just sounds like everything's like a pre-recorded robot, just like saying whatever you would expect someone to say.
What if she is actually a robot? I mean, she could be a cyborg.
Yeah,
clone.
We've got those now.
I kind of wish the computers did run our government. I think it'd be way more efficient.
I think that's the quote of the day right now.
That is a pretty good quote, actually. Because then you got to think who would program it.
Fucking Bill Gates,
the Chinese,
the guy who made the fucking internet. Why can we not have presidents be the smartest people?
Al Gore invented the internet. All right, he said that many times. Al Gore.
True.
Have you seen the Bill Gates conspiracies with the coronavirus also?
I've only heard about them. I know they're attached to 5G kind of. I saw some headlines. No.
The basis of it is that Bill Gates wants everybody, they created the coronavirus and they want everyone to be infected, so they have to go to the hospitals because Bill Gates has a bunch of money in like medical.
Sure. Okay.
And that he gets more money if more people are sick, or
because he needs more money. Perfect.
All these people,
right?
Like Bill Gates is going to trade lives.
I forgot his biggest issue when he didn't have money. I forgot.
The man is like one of the biggest philanthropists in the world. Definitely has more money.
He hasn't been trying to cure kids with diarrhea in third world countries for the past 10 years or anything like that.
Exactly. That's all he's been doing. It's a bunch of poor people. That sounds bad, but it's probably people who would like to have that much money, or like that's what I would do. Like I'd trade in a few lives for a couple mil.
Is this normal podcast conversation, by the way? Because we're definitely going to make a lot of friends with these.
This is normal. We're basically saying, Bill Gates, hit us up. We're on your team. We understand.
I love Bill Gates. Bill Gates for president, man. We need to incentivize making the American presidency the highest, role in humanity again. Now we just have idiots running the country, and then we have all the smart people running businesses.
Right. It's separated. It's either ancient Greece or ancient Rome where they had one of these amazing setups. It was during a time of like unbelievable wealth and prosperity where there was a trading. You also had mandatory service within the government, but then there were also elected officials within that. I cannot remember the name of this, what it's actually called. But during that period in time, there was just some unbelievable amount of wealth and prosperity for like 100 years. So that they kept this going. And it was peace amongst everybody, tons of money flowing in. The smartest people were helping to do things. But, you know.
But this was the same time they were just going to every new area they wanted, and they would just say, hey, you guys can join our empire. Everything will be good. Pay a few taxes, or we'll kill you all.
Yes, more or less. More or less. Do we not do – is that not happening? Colonialism –
like it is, but not to the same extent. Like it's a little more subtle. You gotta be a little more subtle.
What do you mean it's more subtle? Oh, hey, Native Americans, here, you want this blanket that I coughed on 5 or 6 times? Oh, there you go.
Oh, I didn't know.
Friendship.
I didn't know if we were
Stay warm.
I didn't know if we were diving back. I meant now, as in like modern.
I mean, if we go directly to now, yeah. I mean, look at what would we consider a colony? They're no longer.
I don't think we gave the Native Americans a choice to start with.
Oh, they didn't have a choice.
No.
There was no choice.
We weren't asking them to join our little colonies. We were telling them to move out west until we decide we want that territory too. We were going to say move a little farther west.
I think it's like a different form of colonization now. It's like business colonization. Like how many McDonald's can we implant in your country and take over and brainwash everyone, eat cheeseburgers and watch our movies?
Yeah, it's a different type.
But anyway, it's working. I mean,
yeah.
How crazy was that? You could be in the North Pole, and from my window, you just see a McDonald's.
What do you mean? What are you talking about right now?
What? When were you?
You lost me. When I was in the North Pole. But did you see how he? Wait a second. Wait. You said it like we were all there.
Okay,
too.
Santa
like
Claus.
We were all at the North
Thanks
Pole.
for sharing that with us.
There's literally a McDonald's in Santa Claus's home.
All right. So now I know what you're talking about now. It makes sense. You needed to preface that a little differently. When we were at the North Pole, I fucking looked across the street.
So you're saying when you were playing in
there was a
Finland,
McDonald's.
is that did your mind like naturally connect that to when you were in Finland? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, just you could be in the most remote place in the world, just literally where Santa Claus's home is, and outside my window, I just look outside my window. There's Northern Lights, and there's a McDonald's. Just
yeah,
there's
it is.
reindeer, Northern Lights. There's nothing, and there's.
Yeah, but no, you are right. I mean, there's a book called the Confessions of an Economic Hitman. It's by this guy named John something or other. I have really no idea. All he does in this book, because he had a normal job, but then I think he got recruited by one of our, 3-letter agencies, CIA, FBI, one of these. I think it's the CIA. All he does throughout the book is talk about how we take over Central America, South America, Eastern Europe, Middle East, how we do it. That's it. And it's not like he's like, there's a process. We go in and we say, hey, we need you to give our businesses these contracts. And then if that government works with us, we're cool with them. And if they decide not to do that, we have step 2, which is, probably either start this war or whatever it is. At the end, it's
someone
like
else. Yeah.
Find someone else. Replace this person. Kill them off. It's
Will, what percentage of our population do you think knows that we were in a war in Europe in the 90s?
Ooh.
What percentage?
You have to split that. You just split it from people that are above the age of 30 to people that are below.
Are we fact checking him, by the way, Titas? Because Tyler gets out there.
I don't need to fact check on this.
Yeah,
I would say
no.
2%. 2% no.
Aware of.
That's probably
2%. I didn't know. I had zero idea.
Yeah, well, you're under.
In 94, we were carpet bombing Europe.
Yeah. All right, what would you say would be a reasonable amount of Americans that would know that? 50%?
Not even
50?
remotely
No,
close.
I would say like 4. 4 would be me hitting a high.
What,
4%
I would
say
of
less
Americans?
than 1%. Less than 1%.
It's more. It's more because it was big news in the 90s. So if you're above the age of 30, you can somewhat remember the fall of Yugoslavia, especially because they were a powerhouse. So I think it's going to be more than that. For the people that are older, like anybody who's 40 and who was alive then, it was big news. Not to mention,
I'll say 12. I'll say 12%.
How many people would that be roughly? What's our population? We just had the census, I know, but
30 million, 335,
335 million.
Maybe 300.
This is a TTOS question. This is a TTOS. This is where TTOS comes in. What's the population of the U.S. right now?
One second. 32. Yeah, 320
I'm guessing
million.
330 actually.
320 million.
Almost. Yeah, almost.
320. It's still 320.
Almost.
I feel like it's been 320 forever.
No. I
So
feel like
12%
I
of
can remember.
320 million.
Well, 10% is 32 million.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
something roughly around there.
That sounds
That's-
pretty accurate for me.
That does sound kind of accurate. It's scary. I think it's more.
All right, so what is it, Tyler?
The percentage?
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm thinking of like from my
Well, that's what I said.
Split it.
demographic. Yeah, no, that's what. So I wasn't even thinking.
This is some North Pole fucking
Oh wait, so you
theory.
just wait. I thought you had like the answer ready and you were quizzing
No.
us. Like you're just throwing this
No,
out there for us
no,
to
yeah,
guess.
I'm-
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
The North
Yeah,
Pole,
yeah.
they don't actually have any facts behind their statements. They just say statements without any kind of backing. That's their culture. So
I mean, if you want a good North Pole statement, my best one is that Finland fought with the Nazis in World War II.
okay.
I know about that.
That's a nice little fact.
Well, I mean, do you know about
Yeah,
this?
because they hated Russia. 'Cause
Yeah,
they-
exactly. They didn't want to be invaded by Russia.
Yeah, they were afraid
And
of
then-
Russia. So
and then eventually they figured out that like, well, we don't really like the Nazis either. And like, well, can you guys leave? And they just burned everything down while they left.
Yeah.
I have
But
a-
you
I
know.
have-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Tell me.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say that like this with all this talk about the states and the counties and the U.S. taking over other countries and stuff. I have a plan to take to Trump from Team Goluremi for us to take over the world.
Oh,
I have a
boy.
plan.
Are you going to put in Will's 4 goals for the Republicans?
That'll be part of it. That will be part of it.
what does this plan consist of?
Yeah. So, have you guys seen the documentary "The Great Hack" by chance? It kind of goes
No.
over everything with Cambridge Analytica and how the Trump administration used
Yeah.
this department.
What
and-
is I'm not familiar with Cambridge.
So
Cambridge Analytica.
very
you
smart,
are.
very, very smart group of people that are very highly trained at data analytics and
Yeah.
everything the ways media, controls what we believe, what we see, and all that kind of stuff. So basically during the Trump and Hillary Clinton campaigns, Trump was spending like $1 million a week on Facebook ads, and compared to like Hillary Clinton, who was spending like $60,000 in ads a week. And through this like really highly targeted, specific demographic targeting of like their propaganda, they were literally able to shift the entire election. So that's a fact. Like that is
Yeah.
a fact.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
swing states, the swing states that we didn't expect to swing, were 100% due to Facebook, and that's a
Yeah,
fact.
'cause they
Go
created
ahead.
so much viral news stories, and
Yes.
I mean it was just crazy what went on, and like I think even didn't Zuckerberg admit it afterwards, and when he
Yes.
went before Congress, and it was like, holy shit, like I'm the one who got Trump elected, like my platform
Right.
that I invented
Yeah.
and created.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Seriously.
he was
So-
unaware of the level with which they were actually able to influence all that. Yeah, it's a really
and there
good.
was some,
Keep going.
there was some shady stuff going on. Like they were able to basically, if I was friends with somebody who clicked on one of these quizzes that asked me about what kind of cappuccino am I? You know these like weird
Yeah, yeah.
quizzes where you can take those. So like all those quizzes were made up by these little Facebook groups that were fake. These fake news outlets that were created by this media outlet, and they were able to basically get one person from someone's network to interact with that ad, and then anybody who's connected with that person, they were able to get those people's data as well. So they were able to collectively get everyone's data on Facebook, select the people that had the highest chance of being a swing voter, and then take advantage of their political, opinions through these targeted propaganda ads. So
What data are they using to figure that out, though?
over 5,000 data points per person. Over 5,000 data points per person.
I'm like, what though? Like, do you know any examples of like what actual data points they were
The most
looking for?
important
Like,
5,000
is there-
data points about you. Literally. Like
What would that be though? Like, I'm just like, would that be your like
what you
income
make, how
or
much
your-
you make, how many, if you're married, if you're not married, how
Yeah, relationship status, so many things.
Exactly.
So
many
things, what you buy. Yeah.
Yeah, what you
Yeah.
like, what you don't like, what you comment on, who you're friends with, what your friends like. Like it's so hyper analyzed that they're able to get this down to a dense number of people and then just spend millions of dollars hitting those people to win an election. So my proposition is 2026. We have the World Cup coming. We all know that the 3 most important things in the world are what, Will?
Oh, I can tell you that. Although I'm not 100% sure of the order. Sex, football, and food. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah.
And football is what we're going to have in the United States in 2026. With Team Goluremi, we can take over the world through geo-targeted YouTube, Facebook, Instagram ads, and we can create a world empire through the game of soccer, through propaganda. I think we can do it.
But how? And then he throws his plan out. He just goes, and I think we can do it. Hey, what is our target though? Exactly.
I'm gonna target people. Yeah. What's the plan here?
What are we gonna actually?
What's the content?
It sounds like if we want to like mirror Apple or Microsoft, we just need a garage with some computer chips.
There's not a lot. It's not rocket science. We just need to tie soccer to swing voters and uneducated people, and we need to tie it to the right-wing extremist groups.
So
and we need to make it
play
like
fake stories that like Thomas Jefferson used to play soccer and like wanted to teach his kids and.
Yeah,
boom, there it is. Like they wrote it into the Constitution. No, I got it. America invented soccer.
Yes.
Oh, we could go with that.
It's actually an American sport, and we can
in Texas. This guy
had
a ball. He kicked it around. He didn't actually move forward with it. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think people will like it," but it was really big there, and it just kind of fizzled out. But then someone went to England, and then they said they made it. Like, we just make this whole thing up, take over the world. The easiest way to take over the world. Soccer, 2026. Watch it happen.
But the problem is that soccer is not anywhere close to that list in the United States, even if that's.
Well, that's. I think that's the problem that he's getting ready to. We just need to target it.
We
just need a little bit. Like we only need to get like what he's saying. We can figure out the people who are connected to other soccer people, influence them.
Tyler, 2026. This is happening. Like get behind it. Like I don't want to hear any negative right now. Like we've already decided this. We're on board. Like it took him 5 seconds. I'm convinced.
If you can convince an entire fucking country, or not even country, but these swing states, if you can convince these people to vote for a TV personality to run the most freaking crazy country in the world, United States, give him that leadership and he's able to win the election, I think we can convince people to like soccer.
Facts.
And
I think we could even
facts.
We could do it.
So you want to use this to turn everybody to like soccer,
right?
That's your end plan.
I want to take over the world. Don't get me wrong.
Not just soccer, Goluremi, Tyler.
Soccer, right. Yeah, Team Goluremi Empire, with the help of the Trump administration, we take over the world. That is what I want for 2026, and I hope that you're on my ballot.
Yep, make soccer great again.
Make soccer great again. There you go. I think also what we'd have to do in the initial stages is also just figure out who it is that we would need to swing, like which states we would need to get us behind. Like by getting Texas, California, and New York on our side, we're basically good because what's going to happen is as soon as we start saying and we spread it out there that Texas created soccer, what's going to happen is Texas doesn't care right now. They don't care about that. But when I don't know, Nicaragua or Latvia says, no, you didn't, people are going to go, the fuck we didn't create. Sorry, what are you talking about? We did. Well, I guess what? I guess we did. Like George Bush's dad's dad created, and like that's how we'll get them. So we get them on board.
Yep.
The rest of the states will.
It's game over. I mean, one of the world's largest economies, Texas. Like we get them on board, and then California to follow. I mean,
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Democrat. I vote Democrat, but you wouldn't be able to convince smart people to get on board with this. We have to take advantage of the stupid Republicans. So that's the reason why we have to go with the Trump administration.
It's going to be tough. The stupid Republicans hate soccer.
Do they?
I know.
Who's a stupid? No, they do. Give me a demographic for a stupid Republican that hates soccer. Where are these people? Are you talking about like rural areas?
I'm talking rural. It's football, which obviously
American football.
NASCAR. They see soccer and it's just socialist.
Listen, they're the people that live out in like random cities in the middle of the plains. They have stupid football teams that like have arrowheads on their helmets.
Nice try.
They win a Super Bowl once every 100 years, and they don't really know what education is. Like
no chance.
Entertaining themselves is watching tumbleweed roll past the house.
They're not sure if they're in the shit state of Kansas or Missouri. It's kind of like this weird gray area.
Hey guys, these are two people that are just a little jealous because a new dynasty is upon them, and it's been coming for the last 10 years. Like it's been coming for the last 10 years. Like we have been enjoying success. We're also, by the way, because neither of you have you been to Kansas, Knox? Have you ever been to Kansas?
Why would I need to go?
He's
there?
never been to Kansas. Great. So you have no idea what you're talking about.
Ever go there?
Yeah, exactly.
I've flown over campus multiple times, and I've seen all that there is to see.
Exactly. You guys are idiots. Kansas is bigger than. By the way, the city is especially if you start to count also the actual surrounding. Like we're in the top. We're in the top 35 like biggest cities in the U.S.
Not close to DC, if that's what you're trying to get to.
Not close to DC. What is care? You have a 200-year head start. No one cares. You have 200 years. You literally landed there and started building. There's nothing special about the East Coast at all.
We landed in Southern Virginia. So let's get a little.
The whole East Coast, all 13 colonies. No one cares, you guys. You were all there first. You started 150 years, and you had the Bank of England bankrolling you for the first 100. What the fuck is so special about the East Coast? Nothing. You guys all just got there and stayed there. There's nothing. The West Coast is clearly better because they had at least get all the way over there, and they had to die. They had to go through the actual trail to get there. People that stopped in Kansas, there's no water. All right, so there's nothing actually there. So it actually took balls to stay there and figure out how to irrigate the land, make sure shit was good. You have nothing.
Dude, I know all about Kansas, okay? I read The Wizard of Oz. All right, I got it.
There's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing special about the East Coast. You guys were there first.
Knox, did you actually read The Wizard of Oz? I don't think I've ever met somebody who actually read that book.
The Wizard of Oz? Yeah, man,
I don't think anyone has ever read that book.
I didn't even know it was
an East Coast thing.
Yeah, you watch the play. Like you watch the play and you know.
The play. Oh, you're going to the play now. Where is that play? Where does that play take place? Where is that performed? On the East Coast, maybe in Broadway, or
okay.
or I don't know.
Because it doesn't get performed anywhere else. And who cares? Once again, you were there first. Everything. It's literally like you're just there first. Great.
Listen, first off, you can argue the West Coast. I like the West Coast. But the West Coast is not Kansas. Those are not.
What is your point about that, though? What is so special about the East Coast?
You're trying to drag in that the West Coast accomplishments into Kansas's accomplishments.
Absolutely, because they had to get there. If you're talking about the current regime of America, we landed on the East Coast and went to the West. The people that stayed there in the middle to create something clearly had it harder than the people on the East Coast, who have an infrastructure and shipments coming in from fucking England.
Yeah.
And all the money. It doesn't even make any sense.
I'm pretty sure the innovators are the ones who actually landed on the East Coast first, going to a new territory, a new land.
How?
We only went to Kansas after everyone got really comfortable on the East Coast, and maybe.
How does that logic make any sense?
It doesn't
all
make
the same
any sense.
people went to the East Coast, but the people who were on the East Coast decided to leave. They were still on that.
They're still on that. They're still there. They're still on the land. They're still the same people from the East Coast. The same people. Well, hey, all right. I don't have anything else to say. Hey. No, dude, it doesn't make any sense. Also, you have buildings, you have more people, and therefore you have all the oldest institutions, all of the good colleges.
Yes,
all that
the East Coast is the center. The East Coast has the capital of our nation. It is a center of power in the United States of America.
Silicon Valley has would like to say what's up.
Okay, so East Coast and West Coast, but where does Kansas fall into this? What has Kansas contributed to our country?
First off, the fact that all right, give us a handicap. Do we get a handicap?
You don't get a handicap.
Oh, we don't get a handicap.
You want it to feel bad for you just because your people chose to live in the middle of the plains, like where tornadoes hit?
Of course.
We made a bad decision. Why don't you guys give us some credit for having to deal with it? That's what I hear.
No, not at all. First off, the fact that we are growing and you guys are not is an issue. Nobody knows, and this is something that you guys hide very well in movies. You hide very well in movies. No one knows that when you go to DC, that the outside of DC is a piece of shit. That was the first thing that struck me. All right, guys, we're going to play DC United. Oh, it's awesome. This is my first time to DC. I can't wait to see that. why are there so many dead people? Why are all the black people just hanging around out here on the ground? I don't understand. RFK, why does it look such shit? What happened? That is what happened. Like, no one knows that, like, the most parts of DC are not very nice.
Well, you don't know how much the city's been gentrified since you've actually spent time in there.
I don't. I mean,
it's
worse.
Well, I'm sure you noticed the difference when you came out 2 summers ago.
I can't talk because I'm from PG County, which is like basically everything that you're describing. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
That's where everyone's getting pushed out.
I mean, it was great, man. Like, first time I took my wife back to the States to go visit family, and like, you know, everywhere you can go in the States, and I took her back home, and she's like,
oh no.
Like, she was trying to be polite. She's like, oh, your home's really nice. Like, as we're driving in, she's like, are those homeless people over there? Oh, that's cool. Oh, are those needles on the alleyway? Yeah, cool. And I'm like, hello, welcome, America.
It's crazy though. Like, obviously, gentrification's not a good thing in general, but the amount that the area has changed from Knox, maybe you've seen this. Have you been to DC United or the National Stadium?
No, because National Stadium. I mean, they've really changed up around there.
That area, oh my gosh! Like,
but see, that's the problem, though. Is that what you're saying is? So I'm in PG, which is right next to DC. So since gentrification has happened, everyone that they've kicked out of DC has basically come into PG.
They all go to PG. Yeah. No, it's an issue for anybody outside of the in area.
Yeah, well, that's a huge issue.
Like, crime's going down in DC, but crime's going up in PG. So
right.
Wow.
That's right. I guess when we're doing this county by county thing for the coronavirus, we'll just put up police officers on the line between PG and DC.
They're just going to be over that bridge at 270 or 395, just waiting.
This was some of the issue actually going in with, Miami has their new team. I don't know if they're still building a stadium or I forget what the deal was, but one of the original holdups for Beckham's team was that the county or one of the places, I don't know if this is eventually, I'm not keeping up entirely now, but like one of the places they wanted to build the stadium was in an area where the people had been asking for help for like 20 years. And they've been asking the county, like, hey, we need some running water at this place. Like our gym, like our schools aren't adequate. Nothing's working, all this stuff. And then here comes the MLS just being like, all right, we're going to build a 30,000 seat stadium here, and we're going to build hotels around here. And we're going to we're just like, all your houses are, we're just going to make it really expensive, and you guys can just fuck off, you know? So like that was holding everything up. So that's part of an issue but it's also, it's a tough thing because we need expansion, the expansion of across the entire country, making things better, driving the economy to be better, has to come somehow hand in hand with not kicking out poor people and just being like, you guys can't be here anymore. But we still need to fix things.
Is that possible though? Is that possible to?
Yeah. Well, our country,
let people low income, like, so,
our country, I can fix that right now. Let's take 4% of the military spending for last year.
Oh no! Oh, okay. I'm not
we can do it. We can do it right now.
No, I'm not.
I'll lead the charge, for fuck's sake. I'll start building like with my own hands. 4%.
Goluremi 2026.
If we're going to start digging into our military spending, then yes, everything is possible.
But it's not like, okay, well then everything. But literally everything is possible. Like that's the on record budget. Let's not even go into our black budget spending. Let's not go there.
Oh gosh.
Because
I think we can get free education and universal health care if we took 10%
exactly
of the
100% we could, which is
you would think
thing.
that like hopefully over the next 5 to 10 years that we'll be able to build weapons and like be a more efficient military and save a lot of money, right?
It's not about efficiency. It's here's a bullet that should cost 30 cents and it's 6 different guys putting another like $1 into their pocket saying it costs $10.
Yeah. Well, we have
like it's not a.
Well, there you go, guys. Macroeconomics broken down by Tyler.
Okay. No, I mean, but what I was trying to say is just like through modern warfare, like we shouldn't have to spend more money, right? Like that's
but no,
like
it's
businesses
the
innovate.
No, but
It's the opposite. They're spending more, and then don't forget about we've got a space force coming. You got yourself a space force coming that's going to need to fight China and Russia, and then we're going to the privatization of satellites, of asteroids, of the moon.
Yeah,
like there's this whole thing going on that we're just going to spend more and more and more money. on, dude.
But I mean, like when we start colonizing outer space, we're good though. We already got the Mars field, so
yeah, we're good there.
We're well ahead. Like
we have a space force. I don't know what else we need to do. Do you think there's a company out there that we could actually like team up with? Do you know there was this thing called Mars?
Elon Musk? Can we hit up Musk and like see if he wants to work with us?
I'm a little concerned.
No, we want to
with Musk. He's building flamethrowers when he gets bored, and then he's trying to build things so he can put the internet. You don't know about that?
Oh yeah.
What is this flamethrower? I haven't seen.
Yeah, he just decided.
The flamethrowers are dope.
They're unbelievable. And then he was like,
What are they for?
nothing.
For
Just because it would be
fun,
fun to build a flamethrower. That's it.
You commercialize.
We could throw this up. T-Toss. Get us to Elon Musk.
Get us the flamethrower. We should get one, dude, for a YouTube video and just like.
Oh my god.
We could use it for our intros.
I bet a flamethrower would kill any coronavirus that's anywhere close to you. If you just walk around with the flamethrower, just spraying.
Do you know what I'm talking about, T-Toss? Do you find it? You want me to try and?
No. Send me.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys are looking that up. This is perfect kind of segue here. It's all to do with the coronavirus, but they're looking to start the NFL and NBA and MLS and all these sports leagues without fans, and everyone's panicking and freaking out. Oh, what are we going to do without sports without fans? Oh, it's going to be so quiet. Why can't we? Oh my God, what are we going to do? It's going to be so weird.
We're dealing without sports, without anything.
Okay. How about this? How about this, guys? Teams have been getting caught funneling in sound into stadiums for like years and years. If we want to just create the same atmosphere that would be there without fans, we can funnel in noise. On TV, they can put in audio tracks and make it seem like, like just a sitcom on TV. We have plenty of crowd sounds, all this kind of stuff. Do we not have good enough producers to make that experience seem just like there's fans in the crowd? Why are we not going down this road?
Yeah, we do.
If we want to get more, you guys remember that South Park episode where they had the sea bears to increase their fans?
Sea bears?
I need to watch
that. They had little sea bears, little sea monkeys. The little sea monkeys are sea bears, and they put like a bowl on each seat, and there could be like 10,000 of these little sea bears in each bowl. And they were saying that now their like attendance was increased by whatever, like 30,000%.
But B, yeah, you're 100% right. We can do that. That's augmented reality, and that's where we're going next anyway.
Definitely.
And so they can do that.
I would rather hear what the people are saying on the field, though.
Yeah,
just artificial fan noise. I would love.
No, I think people are really just upset because that's like no tailgates. Like it's an excuse to party on the weekend, isn't it? Yeah. Like,
because they can't go.
Set up a tailgate in your backyard.
Oh, what is this about to be?
What is this guy? Who is this guy? This guy's
don't judge him and his beard and his American flag behind him either. Too.
I feel like the longer your beard is, the more it just validates whatever you say.
Yes, the best part.
We can't.
You obviously can hear the audio, but
oh my gosh, that is so dope.
That's the
real
flamethrower.
It's like an AK-47.
What do you say? That's the real flamethrower?
No.
Yeah.
But is that it? That's the actual gun? Oh, he's about to do it.
That's not it.
Oh, I thought he was going to hit it from back there.
Oh, is that like some bullshit one?
Yeah, and this is.
That's
this is.
Oh my god!
Jeez, that's like a laser
Star Wars shit.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
How is this not being used in modern warfare?
Warfare. That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Right?
I think that's against the convention.
Is it?
No, actually, no, we were burning people in
Vietnam. Oh my god, look at that.
That scares the shit out of me.
Oh my god.
It's like a little mini bomb.
What is that middle
And they
one?
even have
Is
a
that middle
tank.
one supposed to be?
Oh my god.
They have a tank that spits out
I'm
fire.
never coming to US. I'm never coming to
Yeah, I would
US.
have said
They
that
have a
tank's up
tank.
too.
Just regular people having tanks doesn't seem fun.
Titos, I thought that's how you get to work is in a tank.
He rides one of the bears, the bear family.
Yeah.
Don't you ride bears bareback?
That's not the tank. A bear is a bear, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so
my
funny.
God.
He goes, I
Yeah,
think
so-
people having a tank is not fun.
Yeah. But see, that's why we can't team up with Elon Musk right now. Just right now, I'm a
Holy
little
crap.
suspicious because then he wants to get the internet in the guy. Also, he wants to put your brain and connect it to the internet. It's called the Neuralink, I think. And now he wants to. The same guy is going to have a flamethrower. He's going to be able to do. You don't know about that? The
Dude, I read a
Neuralink.
book about that, like the Necromancer or something, where you like just wire in to the internet.
No,
so
that's
he wants
a real
to make that
thing.
a reality.
No, it is a reality. I think they're doing tests this year. I mean, I don't know if Corona's stopping it, but I think they're already doing human testing or going to this year. So there's going to be a guy who already has the internet plugged directly into his brain, or some form of it, maybe. I think they're going to do human trials this year. You know?
That's insane, dude.
Well, that's fun. I mean, why go outside anymore or exercise at all?
Yeah,
Just
get your flamethrower, sit at home with the internet plugged in. How is that?
You get much better graphics on the internet than
How does
in
that
real
work?
life.
How's it going to work? What's the display like? Does he see things? Does he just feel knowledge? Can he just? How does it work?
Yeah, how do you navigate through that?
This
I don't
is
know,
where
I mean,
we're
like-
going, though.
You think about like the prosthetics are able to get like attached to people's, people lose limbs and like they're able to think and then the thing freaking moves and stuff. I mean, like it has to just be a more, advanced version of that, right?
It is. That's all it is. I mean, it feels like just to that person who learns how to use that new prosthetic, they have to go through rehab with it, and then they learn how to use
Yeah.
it really well. It would be the same thing. Like you'd be like, "This is weird
crazy,
having all
dude.
the knowledge," and then you're like, you just know everything. What it's gonna? We're so screwed. It's gonna be so different.
What would that do to arguments? How would anyone?
Turn them abstract.
There would
Maybe
just
they turn
be-
into abstract arguments because we know all the facts. Like we know all the facts
Yeah.
now, so we're like, well, because God wasn't able to do that, then He wouldn't be able to do that computation.
What fact is like more valid than another?
Yeah, I don't know. What would that do to arguments if people could
Oh my
have the
gosh.
whole knowledge of the human race
Well.
in real time? Well, you're forgetting about the war in 1600, in 600 BC, actually. And then like,
That'd be the worst guy ever. No one would ever want to hang out with that guy. The guy that knows, like literally the guy that knows everything.
Everything.
Fuck that, dude.
nah. Would he be
You wouldn't be
functional?
able to talk about
What would
anything.
What would his goal be? What would he try to be like? What would motivate this guy?
I think just to show everybody how smart he was.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. What
I don't know. What would motivate someone who knew everything that all humans knew?
maybe to get Trump elected a third term.
Oh, that would be like, yeah, maybe he starts cracking problems that we don't know. I think that's probably it. Something that
finding
we haven't
solutions.
thought of. Yeah, finding a solution.
Like, you guys should really stop drinking water.
Did you know?
Wait
But
a minute.
don't you get your water through beer?
Uh,
I get mine through beer. It's because the alcohol sterilizes it.
if this, I think there's no way.
Alcohol kills coronavirus too.
Sterilizes your water. That's hilarious.
Jesus.
I think that dude, though, I think he's probably going to have problems and issues that we don't even think are problems.
Oh,
And,
the
like,
worst
I think
problems.
that's it. Yeah. He won't think.
He'll
Like,
have
we're like, all right,
solutions.
what are we doing? Yeah. That guy sucks.
He sucks. He sucks, but I kind of feel bad for him because he understands the issues
Yeah, but
so
think
much
about
more than we do.
Yeah, but also, like, if he's connected to the internet, like, think about, like, some of the twisted, dark, weird
Oh my
places of
gosh.
the internet.
Ooh.
Like, he's going to be exposed to that, too.
Well,
Yeah,
ooh,
like someone
there's-
hacked
There's some
Right.
really messed up stuff. Like, 4chan, I don't know how much you guys know about that, but, like,
but that's
there's, like,
nothing.
people
4chan
hack,
is
like,
nothing.
webcams and stuff all the time. Like, there's, like, baby cams, and it's just – but there's some crazy shit that goes on that people do. You hire people to kill people.
But that's the lower. That's the lower end. You're talking about the dark web. There's levels to the internet.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not even getting into like the dark web. I'm talking about just the dark holes of the face value web. I mean, you want to talk about the dark web? I mean, Jesus, that's just a different world altogether.
Yeah, I mean,
that's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, what are we saying? Like, just like we talked about, I don't remember what podcast this was. B, maybe you remember, but like we were talking, or there is a group of the government, most likely, and many governments that are. Oh, this was on Biscuits and Tea. We maybe 2 or 3. There is when the internet came out, like when it became natural for everyone else to have the internet. It had been around for, we looked it up, like 50 years. 60 years, right?
Yeah.
So as we sit here in 2020, you got to understand that there are governments that are somewhere near and people that are near 100 years more advanced that are doing stuff like the internet in the 1930s would have been, or 40s, would have just been absurd. You would have been able to do like your homework, the way you could have run your business. It's just not even remotely close if you had access to that sort of level of knowledge. So there's somebody who's in the year 2100 right now. There's a group, and they're just like, "Oh my god, these fucking idiots! Like they're still eating normal food. Like it's all."
that was DK. That was literally DK. Who
we're still breathing oxygen. Those mouth breathers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Methane is the.
I think we're at our time, you guys.
I have one more. I have one more real quick. All
right, throw it in there.
Very, very
All right,
quick.
Make it quick because I'm hungry, man. I gotta go feed kids.
Ooh.
Did you guys know that there's people coaching soccer on the computers now? Like you can play soccer in person, with people, and also not right now, obviously with coronavirus, but there's people now who actually do digital soccer coaching, and if you just go on Facebook or YouTube, there's a whole bunch of people delivering this really new, innovative soccer teaching online. So I just want to let you guys know that this case.
What?
First off,
go ahead, Will.
I would just wanted to say, first off, I think all of those, the majority, what percentage of that would be non-beneficial? Not beneficial at all. Yeah.
33 million Americans.
Would not be beneficial.
Yeah, okay, 98% of it is not beneficial. Yeah, literally. It's hardly the amount of things that you have to convey that are needed to convey. So first you have to have some level of expertise, and then you have to know how to teach it in a simple way across a screen. That's already hard. And then you got to get, depending on your age group, you've got to make sure that they care enough in what you're saying in order to make that a thing. So if you're going to coach virtually for even more, honestly, it would be hard for me to coach someone even in a one-on-one session for more than 5 to 10 minutes. More than 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, if I'm just Skype like this. I know. I'm just saying. In a perfect world.
How do you connect with your players though? Like, how do you build confidence in them and uplift their performance if they're not doing well? I mean,
you just did a motivational little not motivational posters, but like in
what symbol was that?
With the ring.
He gave the lighter fluid.
A little motivational poster there.
No.
Yeah.
$34.99 on the Goluremi.com. Get your motivational little poster.
Your motivational posters. Virtual coaching. No, it's a near impossible task. One, especially, it's harder. Even it's a near impossible task, especially for the people that are just getting ready started. Like you're just getting started and being like, well, I'll just teach kids online. It's like you sucked at coaching before. It's just gonna make your coaching worse.
Oh my god!
Like it's
dude.
harder.
I know a lot of motivated 4-year-olds that really want to improve their core.
Exactly my point. There's coaches. My nephew is freaking like doing all these Zoom sessions with their coaches.
How old is he?
All these club coaches are doing. He's 10 years old, dude. He's going to be turning 10. He's 9. So he's literally on these Zoom calls with his 9-year-old teammates, and they're like going over like philosophy and like the game and like how to like think about the game tactically, and he's going through like all these videos and sends them homework and quizzes over soccer, and everyone's just like, kids don't want to do this.
No,
they just want
no, it's not going to help. God. It's not what people want. It's just we're doing this only because it's available. It's because it's easy. That's why everyone's hopping on. It's because it's always been easy to just get in front of a camera and that's it. So
that's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's a path of least resistance, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's an opportunity to make more money for less work.
Yes. That's it.
There we go.
And they don't have a choice.
Yep. So,
all right. Biscuits and Tea. We're out. Titas, you good?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about
we talked about
any final
everything.
words.
We talked
final statements.
Final
statements from you.
Yeah, final statement from me. Couldn't hear Tyler this whole podcast. Didn't care. Like, I can't hear him. Like,
well, that's Biscuits and Tea, everyone.
The only dude that I couldn't hear didn't care.
Wise words from
that is so funny. Please edit that. So
that just made my day.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Still can't hear him.
Awesome.
It's so funny. Mic drop.
The real winner here is T-Taz.
Yes, Titas.
All right.